Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Joy of Puzzles. I have for you today The Haunted Mansion, published in 2019 by Disney Theme Park Merchandise. Unlike a lot of puzzle manufacturers, there is no dedicated website that can tell me about the history of a company called Disney Theme Park Merchandise. Obviously, it's just a subsidiary of the giant Disney conglomerate that's out there and probably owns everything in the world. So, since I can't talk about the company and the history of that organization in that respect, instead, talk a little bit about the ride that inspired this puzzle. So, this puzzle opened in... this puzzle, yeah, that's funny. The ride opened in Disney, Florida on August 12th, 1969. Well, I was in Disney in September of 2019, which was the 50th anniversary of the ride. And for the first time, and I've been there several times, they had opened a small gift shop at the exit point of the ride in a little arch, bridge, crossway kind of thing moment where you leave Liberty Square and head over to the... Is it the one with all the kids' rides? I don't remember the name. Anyways. So, while I was there, they had all this merchandise celebrating the 50th anniversary of the ride, and one of the things I spotted was this jigsaw puzzle. And it came in two sizes, I think. It was a 1,000-piece and a 550-piece, and as it was my first day in the park, and I was already pretty tired, I decided I didn't want to carry around a box. So, I kept it in the back of my head and went hunting for the puzzle on a later date. So this ride is one of my favorite. It's always a hit, especially because the AC always works on this ride, and it's pretty fantastic if you are down there in the summer months. I won't lie that the AC is a big motivator. The ride itself, frankly, has changed very, very little. I'll toss in the link to the Wikipedia site about the ride, and it talks about the less than half dozen changes that have occurred over the past 50 years. They replaced 2 characters and some slight technology upgrades. It's actually closed right now. It was shut down in, I think, January of 2020 for a major refurbish, which was supposed to be basically repaint, touch everything, probably a new sound system, things of that nature. I don't think the ride itself is changing all that much, but it's, it needs a coat of paint, so to speak. But because COVID happened, it's still closed, at least as of whatever week it is, November of 2020. So don't know when it's going to open again, and I hope it is open by the next time I'm able to head down there, because I do enjoy the ride. It's always fun. Now, normally I would post a link to the artist. Again, Disney is not exactly forthcoming on the box. They just say Disney, so all the credit goes to whoever on the Disney team was responsible for making this puzzle, the artwork and things of that nature. The puzzle itself, the image, is a artistic rendition of the path that the ride follows. It has all the major iconic moments from the ride. The 999 ghosts. Well, they're not all here. It just shows the major moments from the ride. So let's talk about strategy. I bought this puzzle because I wanted it to be hard. I knew it would be hard because it's mostly black. And what that meant is this is one of those rare cases where I basically could not build the border first. The pieces, while excellent in quality and all the other things, I really didn't want to spend all that time attaching and testing every piece to try to build the border. So I sorted all the pieces out. I was able to build a little segment of it because little pieces of it actually have a little bit of color in it, images that I could define, and then, forget that, moved away from the border. So then I looked at the puzzle box and said, alright, there's this gray line that meanders through the puzzle, and it represents the path of the ride, the journey, and it's gray, 2 tones of gray. So I sorted and pulled all those pieces. My original thought was, oh, I'll just build this path. Yeah, that wasn't really practical. Because it changes direction so often, it was hard to determine what piece exactly went with one piece. And also it's not continuous. And it turns out that it's intercepted constantly with the iconic moments of the ride. So, abandoned that strategy, though I was actually very glad I had pulled all those gray pieces out, because it does come in handy once there is some puzzle there, once there is some images there to work from. So, after the path, I went and said, okay, let's pull the only colors that you really can see. There's some purple magenta color that appears in multiple places. I went after that, and then green, and a couple bright colors, some wood, some white, the ghostly images and things of that nature. And I built little pockets of the puzzle, and then I started using the gray rail pieces to connect them together and kind of figure out their spacing. And by the end, I was able to, of course, get the border on and finish it off with just a little bit of plain black pieces dispersed amongst all the other images. So very satisfied with the difficulty, and frankly one of the best puzzles I've built in a long time. So this 1,000-piece puzzle took me 9.25 hours, which is above average as far as time. Yeah, but I loved every minute of it. I did it over a couple days and a couple hour segments here and there, and this really was one of my best purchases. So, with those lead-ins to the review, let's talk about the review. I'm going to review this puzzle in 4 different categories on a scale of 1 to 5. The first category is the puzzle material quality. This is an easy 4. Above average. The puzzle pieces were actually thinner than most puzzle pieces. It's as though it was printed on a very hard paperboard, unlike the layered materials that you see in lots of places. And they were thin, and initially when I opened the box I was skeptical, but no, I wish I had more puzzles like this. That paperboard is of excellent quality. That brings us to the next category, puzzle cut quality. Here again, definitely above average, easily a 4. And it may be attributed to the hard paperboard that the die was able to make clean, sharp cuts. I can think of only like maybe 1-2 instances in a 1,000-piece puzzle where for a moment I thought the piece fit where it didn't belong. It was way above average. I shouldn't say way above. 4. Easy 4, might be a 5, but definitely above average. Again, wish I had more puzzles like this. Difficulty. Well, this was intentionally purchased as a difficult puzzle. I knew when I looked at this box and said, oh yeah, this will entertain me for hours. And it did. I mean, 9.25 hours is, for me, a pretty long build for a 1,000-piece puzzle. I say 8 is an average, but frankly, if you watch these videos, I do most of them in 6.5, something like that, by myself. So this is a 4, and 4 in the best way possible. It wasn't a grind. I have a review for The Office Space. That puzzle was difficult, and it was tedious. It was horrible to deal with. This one, on the other hand, again, I enjoyed it. Now, some of it's bias. I enjoy the ride is iconic. I love it. It reminds me of my trip, so all good things. The most subjective category, our final category, is frameability. This will be the only thing that I'm not going to score high. I'm going to give this a 2. And the reason is, it's an artist rendition of a ride. It's not exactly poster quality. I mean, yeah, sure, there's fans out there, they're going to love this, and it's the 50th anniversary, and they're going to hang it in some room in their house, but I'm not that guy. As much as I'm a huge Disney fan, and my whole family is, this isn't something I would hang someplace. But at the same time, I will build this puzzle again. I definitely enjoyed thoroughly every moment of it. So Frameability is only a 2, and it's no knock to the artist or anything like that. It's just the nature of the image. It's not some beautiful nature scene. It's not the outside of the building. It's not, Mickey ears that people would hang. You'd have to explain to everybody what this is. So overall, I'm going to give this puzzle a 4. One of the only I've done that too, because so many of the things are high notes. The frameability being aside, if you build puzzles to build puzzles, this is a very enjoyable puzzle, one that I would highly recommend if you can buy it on their website, which I'm pretty sure you still can, even though it was only out for their 50th anniversary. At the end here, you're going to see me take the puzzle apart and put all the edge pieces in a little plastic baggie. That's just so next time I save myself 20 minutes pulling the pieces out, or if I loan it to somebody. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Go out and buy this one. If you're a puzzler, this is a great puzzle. If you liked the video, go ahead and click the like button or subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to delivering you more puzzle videos in the future. Thanks again, everyone. Enjoy.